Morning. So, for anyone who has been maybe recently unemployed or unexpectedly retired early, like myself, laid off after 24 years in corporate America, um, you are going through a transition, as am I, and I expected that. I've fortunately followed someone on TikTok who's also been through this before and kind of warned about some of the um, you know, lack of equilibrium that you start to feel. And so last week was kind of my first week, and any of my posts from that were very kind of unsettling in that I couldn't quite figure out what to do. I spent a lot of days just sitting in front of the TV doing puzzles, accomplishing nothing. Doing errands was like a big win for me. And I'm used to being a very high achiever. I always have goals, something I'm working towards. And so it was kind of this like weird sort of feeling of like, I don't have any goals. I'm purposely taking this time to heal, and allow possibilities of other ideas to come into my head because I've just been so unhappy and so stifled my entire life. I am just a different kind of person. I have ADHD. I'm a little bit more of a creative, strategic thinker. I'm an empath. My leadership style is very much that of advocacy. Not that I'm unwilling to hold people accountable and have very direct conversations. I'm known for that as well. But I do it in such a way that is supportive and restorative so that if that person wants to improve and they show the steps, then I'm going to acknowledge that and like release them from the pressure of whatever their mistake or performance issue was. I'm not going to hold it against them for the rest of their career, which is something that's actually been done to me. But I will say this week has been a complete like 180 from last week in that just as I suspected, having the time without work disrupting kind of my nervous system and my brain, having just the time, the quiet time to settle has actually opened up some space. And I thought that might happen. I was hoping that would happen. I thought, okay, this is it. Like at 21, I thought I wanted to be a writer and be a creative person, and I didn't do it. And I've spent 30 years regretting that. And now it's like do or die, right? Do I have what it takes? I don't know. These videos aren't great, but they're definitely a creative attempt. And if nothing else, it is rewiring my brain. And that's important. So I would say if you're kind of in that, like, I don't know what to do, just trust it. Just trust that it will get better. And it may not happen at the warp speed mine has. And I'll talk about that in a second, but just believe in yourself and continue to trust your process, and that eventually things will click just because you have the space in your brain for that to happen. So for me, it's actually, I have this incredibly supportive group of friends and family that do believe in me and do think I have some talent, and do actually think that now is the time to do the things, right? And so I do have this one friend who, I don't think he actually acknowledged that he had ADHD. I picked up on it in the way he was communicating to me, and I asked him about it the other day. I was like, weird question, and you don't have to answer this, but like, do you or your kids have ADHD? Because you speak to me in such a way that I recognize, like, you're speaking to me in a way that I can actually understand. And he's been very supportive in that, like, he understands I'm a little bit stuck and he believes in my creative process. And so what he's been doing is he, like, one day last week, he was like, okay, here's what I want you to do. Like, tomorrow, do a video, start playing around with AI, figure out how to get it translated into a blog, and then do a blog, right? And so actionable steps, not, okay, go into your universe and do a bunch of stuff. He was very specific about, here's some tools that will help you. Here's some things to consider, but like, go do this one task tomorrow. And so I did it. And I reported back to him. I was like, I did it. I had some trouble with this, but He's like, okay, let me think about a way to help you with this thing that you were having trouble with. And so later on that day, he's like, okay, here's some things that will work for that. So tomorrow, go do this next task and try this, right? And so I did that. And that's what's kind of gotten me into the momentum now of this week, starting on Monday, it's like I was up and at my desk, just like I used to be when I worked. I'm excited to work. And work for me is creative. It's a combination of videos, posting, blogs, and I started writing a book yesterday. I've been thinking about that for years, and I never even it's like I didn't have an idea for what I wanted to write. I just was stuck. And yesterday it finally occurred to me exactly what it should be and literally where to begin. And so I've written 2 chapters, and they don't have to be good. This is just a first draft. But the very fact that like I have it and in front of me is a corkboard like full of like chapters, ideas, things to elaborate on, a chronology, themes, like this is what I did when I was in high school and college. Like I know this routine. I know the rigor of being a writer, of having to kind of arrange my thoughts this way, of editing, draft over draft over draft. Like I get it, right? So all of that's come to me, and every single day this week I have been writing or doing video content or whatever. And it's the topics I go back to that are all around being a single woman and having to have like provided my life for myself all this way, right? And so within that package are things like ADHD, corporate life, burnout from all of that masking and misunderstanding, dating, relationships, right? At 51. Travel, solo travel, it's a huge part of my identity, but it's also part of this journey of how I evolved as this independent, financially capable woman who can do all the things that I do. So I bounce around from those topics, but they're all part of the same theme of like how to construct a life and how to live it and get through it. And I'm hoping that maybe pieces of that resonate with other people. But it's definitely like really cool this week that I've had this like massive shift of energy and creativity and space in my brain, my ADHD brain that has been completely distracted by masking and trying to keep up with Joneses for 30 years. It's just completely released, and I'm able to really just focus on the things I want to do. And again, doesn't have to be good. That's, if you're a writer, you know that you have to do a whole bunch of crappy stuff to get the cobwebs out, to clear space for the good stuff, right? So I'm in the crappy stuff phase right now, and I'm trusting it because it is kind of working along the pattern that I'm expecting it or hoped that it would. So just stick with it. Believe in yourself and take advantage. I'm just somebody that like whenever something bad happens, I focus on, okay, well, what can I get out of this? What's the learning? How do I use this to shift or make a pivot, right? This is not me doing a reinvention or a refresh or a rebrand of myself. This is me basically just becoming myself, like fully, right? It's kind of like a coming out, where these bits and pieces of me were always there, but very, very much suppressed by a lot of different challenges that were going on in my life. And I was kind of encouraged to like stuff these things down, particularly in corporate America, right? So I am embracing who I am. I'm going with it, no shame, right? No embarrassment. Like we're all on our own journey. And this has been an invigorating week. And even like yesterday, like I got up, I wrote for quite a bit. I cooked dinner. I baked a cake for no reason. I was feeling like this urge for like a funfetti cake, and it's glorious. It's come out so great. And then I wrote again until it was time for bed last night. So trust your process. You're going to have weird feelings when you like go from being so busy and so corporate to nothing. But if you can transition it into a retirement, like I'm trying to do a little bit earlier than most, then like do what you can, do what you're able to do, trust yourself, and like let the process just come out of you. Let every day reveal something new, and don't have any shame about it. Just breathe, ride the wave. I'm fond of saying just ride the wave.